Hey everybody. So it's been 2 years since I posted one of the most destructive storms I've ever shared on this channel. It was August 7th, 2023 during the evening hours, around 6 p.m. roughly. We had a line of severe storms move through the area, and these were destructive storms that brought significant wind damage, took trees down to people's houses, and also spawned an EF-0 tornado that did some minor damage to trees and homes nearby. And that tornado actually came very close to this location. So this is Huntersville, North Carolina, and let's just say it was that storm was something I will never ever forget. I'll never forget coming home, seeing this bluish, greenish, dark cloud. Yes, sort of a greenish color cloud moving into the area. And after making sure all my cameras were going, I came inside, peeked through the back window or the back door, and looked up in the air and saw something I'll never forget. Way up in the air, a little pink speck. It was a patio umbrella. The wind had taken it from who knows where, and it was way up in the air, and I immediately knew this was going to be a bad storm. The crazy thing is, I was not aware of the tornado until after this had happened. More or less, the National Weather Service came out and did a survey nearby and confirmed an EF-0 tornado. So I looked back to my camera footage, and sure enough, in StormCam 2, you can see the tornado. Now, the thing is, there's been some speculation from viewers of saying, oh, that's no tornado, that's just wind. Now, granted, there was a lot of straight line winds in this storm. That was a lot of what caused damage in this storm, was the straight line winds. They took down trees, took out power lines, did significant damage to some homes, took a tree right through someone's home not too far from here. And yeah, I figured for the 2-year anniversary of this significant storm, I figured let's go ahead and take a look back at this thing and let me show you the tornado. And the thing is, with these weak EF-0 tornadoes, they're not always easy to see, and also, due to the small amount of damage they typically cause, it's not the easiest to really pinpoint their track. The National Weather Service, basically they were going by some tree damage, some minor damage to homes and things like that, as well as probably what they could see from Doppler radar. Now, let's go ahead and have a look at StormCam 2's footage. Okay, so here we're looking at the footage from StormCam 2, and since this is a screen capture, what I'm going to do is at the end of this video, I will provide you footage from all 3 of my running cameras from this video. And of course, for this one, it was StormCam 2, StormCam 1, and I had a camera in the kitchen window that was facing north. And I'll include all those in this video with the audio fixed, since I recently figured out how to fix the audio from these cameras so we don't have that annoying squeal in the background. So I'm wearing earphones so that way I can listen into the sound, because basically you're going to hear it from the computer and not through the speakers. So there you go. So here we are looking at StormCam 2, and look at the line. Look at this line as this thing's coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'd say this was quite a bad storm. So a few things are going to happen here. You're actually going to hear, of course, the wind pick up, but you're going to hear a loud pow, and that is a power line fuse blowing. And this power line was a single phase takeoff line that was basically in the path of this tornado. So you can see the wind picking up here. Now, of course, this is straight line winds here, but I'm going to pause it here for a sec. So we haven't heard the power line fuse blow just yet. But if you look here, you can see this darkening in the cloud. And I do believe this was possibly a wall cloud, if not the funnel cloud. So that was the fuse blowing, and that was just around the corner, down this main road around the curve, where a single phase takeoff line is. So you can see right here this cloud coming into view here. Now what caused that power line fuse to blow was a power pole, a single phase, just regular power pole, got snapped in half. No trees were taken down on the line to snap the pole. The pole literally just tacoed into two, and that's pretty significant. Now if you look here, this here is what I believe is a tornado. So you can see this lowering in the cloud here. Now this tornado did not have a visible condensation funnel all the way to the ground, and I think that's kind of typical for weak tornadoes like EF-0 and some EF-1 tornadoes. They don't always have a visible funnel that snakes all the way to the ground. When people think of tornadoes, they automatically think of that signature funnel, but you don't always see that, especially with these weaker tornadoes. So here's the tornado coming right here, and if you look carefully right up in here, you'll notice how this funnel, if you notice carefully, it's moving at a different speed than the cloud in the background. So I'll back it up a little bit. One more time. Now, of course, right now, I mean, there is what I believe is a tornado, but you also had a lot of straight line winds in this too. Don't get me wrong, there's a whole lot of straight line winds, but I want you to pay attention to these things. So, this tornado was moving southeast. Tornadoes typically move toward the northeast. This one was moving southeast, and this is actually the track from the National Weather Service had this moving southeast. However, I think what actually happened was this tornado had actually continued a little further than the official National Weather Service track had it. So it crossed this main road here, and you'll see these trees really bend in just a moment here. So there is what's visible of the tornado. Watch these trees here. Right there. So at that point, I know I'm pointing my hand at the camera, at the screen, but we use the cursor here. So you can see what's visible of the tornado as it's moving southeast, and I think it kind of made a turn toward the east a little bit, maybe east-southeast. But if you notice carefully, you can see again where these trees really start to bend over. And in my opinion, it sounds like they bent over quite a bit more than the rest of the trees in this area. Now, of course, this was embedded in straight line winds, but yeah. And of course, you can see the straight line winds whipping the trees and the power lines up and down. I tell you, this storm was no joke. Yeah, so that was footage from StormCam 2 where you could actually see what I believe was a tornado. That cloud dipping down right there. Again, if you watch it, this cloud here is moving at a different speed than the cloud above it. I think it was a tornado. This wasn't visibly, you just couldn't quite see it all the way to the ground. But yeah, crazy stuff. Now let's go ahead and look at StormCam 1. And here you can kind of see that greenish look to the cloud. And I do think there was possibly other spin-ups in this storm. Now, of course, we saw what was the confirmed EF-0 tornado by National Weather Service, but I do believe there were possibly other spin-ups in this thing as well. They were very brief. I tell you what's so eerie is hearing those snapping sounds. Now, I think the power line fuse popping was a bit muffled in this view. But if you just look at the clouds here, there's some rotation right there. I mean, look at this pine tree getting laid over. It's almost too bad it didn't take it down because I want to take that tree down anyway. Go back here and speed this up a little bit so we can see what I was talking about. Alright, this is 4 times. See the rotation there? Oh yeah. This was definitely quite the storm. So anyways, I'll wrap up this video with footage from StormCam 1, StormCam 2, and my indoor camera facing north. I also had an indoor west camera too going at the time, but that was my Sony Handycam, the one I'm filming with right now, and it doesn't have the issue with the audio. So I'll be posting in this video footage, like the clips you just seen, as well as the kitchen. And also, I should note that I will put in the description links to full footage from the storm right after it happened. So yeah, this was quite a storm, and in case you were skeptical of that actually being a tornado in StormCam 2's footage, well, National Weather Service confirmed it was a tornado. And matter of fact, the National Weather Service making that confirmation is what really led me to pay attention to that clip. And I was like, Holy cow. Yeah, crazy stuff. So, anyways, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.